This is Series 2, Episode 20. Today is the 29th of May, 2022. Now I've decided to put this video together and it will be long, but I can see some interesting characteristics in the markets, a change in character, particularly on the Nasdaq. So I wanted to show you what I'm seeing in real time, try and explain some bits and pieces, and it might help you make some decisions. Just before I start, in my last video I talked about a stock, RADA, R-A-D-A, and it was a bit of a gamble because it was before earnings, and unfortunately that didn't work out. I still think it's a good stock. It looks strong fundamentally, so I still like it, but unfortunately that one didn't work out. I didn't get in on it myself. Trying to get in before earnings is always a bit risky, but yeah, unfortunately that one didn't pay out. But I've got a lot to speak about in this video, so I'm going to be covering the Nasdaq. I'm going to be talking about the bullish signals that I'm seeing. I'm going to be talking about technology stocks, Bitcoin as well I'll be talking about, and I will even give you 2 potential stock ideas at the end of this video. So if you're interested in this analysis, it might be good for learning purposes anyway. So yeah, without further ado, I'll get started. But as always, here is my disclaimer. Everything I talk about in this video is for informational purposes only. If you decide to take action upon that information, that is your decision. You are responsible for all of your trading decisions. So, in front of us, we have the Nasdaq 100 technology stocks. This is what this indice makes. This is what makes up this indice, technology stocks. So, got this horizontal line in. I've drawn it myself. This is a weekly chart. What I like, guys, is this. We have this horrible sell-off, as you know. Hitting all our technology stocks. And then I see this candlestick here, this bar. Now I've talked about these many times. This is kind of, you get a body like this and then a long wick like so, as you can see here. Now that was a couple of weeks ago, so that gets my attention. But I always like to see a bit more follow through. So we didn't get it the second week here. It's still negative. I thought, okay, it's not good. But then this week, just passed, we get this very bullish price action. And what's happened here is so you got this negative, like I said, this is the body of the price, and then you get this long wick. That means that you had lots of selling and then lots of buying. Then the following week selling, indecision. The third week here, green. And what's happened is the price is taking out the high of this bar here, you see? This bar here is taken out that high. That is a very positive sign. So I'm paying attention now to technology stocks. So I just wanted to point that out to you first. So like I said, this is a weekly chart. That is definitely a positive signal. Let me go down to the daily chart a second. Okay, I'm doing this in real time, so I'm all over the place a little bit here, but let me just show you this. I can see something here. We have this very steep trend line. You see that? Price action. The price is just in a very, very strong downtrend, obviously, here. Let's zoom back in. Look at the difference here. We break the trend line. You can see I've drawn that trend line in there. We break the trend line here. Zoom in a little bit more. Very bullish, but you want to see a bit more follow through. We get the follow through here. Look at this. So this is the high, and then the following day on the Friday, we very, very bullish signal. So this looks really, really positive for technology stocks at this moment. Does it mean we should be jumping in all over the place? Definitely not. But it could be a signal to start looking for some kind of small nibbles at the market. See if it wants to. It's like fishing. See if we can get a little bite. So I'm liking the look at this, guys, on technology stocks at the moment. Let me just go down and have a look at another chart. So this is the Nasdaq Composite. I believe this includes financial as well as technology. But I've drawn this horizontal line in because of this major where price had been before, back here, all the way along here. And we have the same thing. You see the candlestick there? Long wick here. That shows selling, 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 selling. Comes all the way back up. and then you have to wait to see what it does. This is why price action is so good. It can really help you get better entry points because you have to wait. And this is a weekly chart again. Again, we have very bullish price action. Exactly the same situation. We have that. If I draw a trend line in there, you'd see we've got a break. So the Nasdaq Composite and the Nasdaq 100 are both showing bullish signals. Bear in mind that is a major support level across there because of this. You see it? This previous area here. The price struggled in the past. Once price broke through, that becomes the new support area possibly. So that definitely looks bullish. Okay. So I really like it. Again, this is not financial advice, and I'm just showing you what I'm seeing on the charts. So here's the first technology stock I want to talk about, Bill.com. Ticker symbol BILL. This is not a trade idea yet. This is just showing you in line with the technology volume increase as you saw on the Nasdaq. Look at this. Let's zoom in here. I'm sorry this is a bit unclear, but I want to try and explain it to you so at least you can learn from this. Right, you see this candle here. Now these are weekly price bars again. So this is 3 week. Well, this was this week, then the previous week, and the week before. You see this one here? Exactly the same. We have this body, very long wick, like so. That shows that in that particular week there was a lot of selling, all the way down. It came all the way back up again. That's a bullish signal. However, the following week, we had to wait, and this showed indecisive behavior from the markets. And then this week, we have this bullish candle. So what I'm trying to say is this candle here is represented up here, and then here is the current week's worth of price action. And what we've done, we've taken out the high. So I just draw it in so I can try and explain it a bit better. That was the bar, the candlestick I wanted to see us take at the high of that one out. And we have with this. This is the high, and then this bar, this week's price action is taking out this high. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well. I'm trying, but this is again bullish in line with the technology change in direction. So Bill.com. You should also note, if you look, the price, let me zoom right out, hit $100. It was up at $350. Is this a potential buying opportunity? I can't tell you that. That's up to you. Would definitely take a lot longer when you're buying stocks at these kind of levels because it's just had a massive sell-off. So it would be slower. Could be a long-term buy. I don't know, guys. I'm not telling you what to do. But that price action, 1 week, 2 weeks, and then this very bullish price action in the week just past, it's very, very strong. Very strong signals on Bill.com. Okay, so let me show you a different stock now. One of everybody's favorites, Nvidia. Again, price action here a few weeks ago. Looked like it could be turning, had to wait. Indecisive the following week, and then the week just passed, very, very bullish. Look at the volume. Look at the huge, huge volume this week, by the end of the week, with bullish price action. That's a very significant thing to see. Nvidia. So you're seeing the pattern, hopefully. The same kind of price action on the indices and different stocks. So Nvidia also looks very nice. Now the major support area was along here, which is at 200. You could see price breaks through it. It did struggle there. It could have held, but it didn't. It carried on down. Then we get this. This is why you wait and see. I really like the look of that, guys, especially with that volume. Really, really nice looking volume. Again, I'm just showing you what the market's showing me. Let me show you another one. Here we have Zscaler, another very popular stock. Similar to Bill.com, big sell-off from around 350 down to 150. Let's have a look at this. Again, I'm doing this in real time. So here's your major kind of support. So you can see resistance here, and then this became support along here. Price comes down to the support. Very good chance it's going to hold around 150. Starts struggling at 150, And then we get this bullish price action on this weekly time frame again. Very bullish price action. Not as nice as Nvidia, not so clear, but I do like the look of that. I do like the look of that bullish price action there for Zscaler. Again, not advice, just showing you what the market's showing me. Let's have a look at another one. Another very popular stock, and I own this stock. I have a number of positions, most of them around the $20 level. So I've been feeling some pain on Palantir, and Palantir looked absolutely dreadful. So this is the IPO entry point back here, and we took out the low. So this is really key for me to see. So I saw price come down to here, and I was actually going to add to my position for dollar cost averaging. Price comes up. This genuinely looked like a nice buy area at $10 because you got a round number followed by this price action. So price, and these are weekly price bars. Price comes up, and it did look totally valid as a buy, but collapsed. Nasty sell-off. However, we get to around 8. This is why it's nice to wait. And I like the look of that weekly price candle here. This bar. Let's have a look. Let's zoom in slightly. Now, unfortunately, the charts mess up a little bit, but again, you have selling, and then the week ended bullish. Following week, indecisive behavior. You see, it's very small. That's the market saying, "Oh, we're not sure which way this is going to go." And then this week, bullish again. So this one, I must admit, I really think I'm going to have to add to this position for a longer. I've always got a longer term view on Palantir anyway. Yes, there's some negativity about the company and all sorts of stuff, but I just, every so often I see these things, I just think, well, you either get in or you miss out. So we're at round number, just below the round number of $10, which is a lovely area anyway. Excuse me. We got this price action, which looks bullish, in line with the NASDAQ, in line with the other stocks I've showed you. So I like the look of this as well, and I probably am going to have to take a position, an additional position on Palantir. Despite what the news says, despite what anyone says, I have to trade what I see with a longer term view, definitely longer term. Now I want to show you, just to back all of this up, there's a very popular fund called the Scottish Mortgage. I forgot the complete name of it, but I'll bring it up in a second. But let me just show you that, because that is a very popular fund that you can buy in the UK, and I really like the look of it. So it's a bit like the ARK Invest fund. So let's have a look at that now. Here it is. So the actual name is the Scottish Mortgage Investment Trust. So very popular fund, been absolutely annihilated in the last few months. And I did say in January that the markets were likely to crash, and I said I was going 50% cash, and I am 50% cash. But then I see this, guys. So let me walk you through this one. Again, very popular, very, very similar to Cathie Wood's ARK Invest. But this is something I probably, if it's not Palantir, I'm going to get into this probably. So this is what I see. Let me do it in real time. I see that level there. It's just my eyes are trained to look at this stuff. So that coincides with around a number of $1,000, right? Or 1,000 pence it might be. It might be £100. I can't remember. I think this is in pence. Anyway, so regardless, I've drawn this in because of these levels you see, but it's where prices respected this area before. I didn't even notice that it was a 1,000 level. So that was a very nice place to buy on this particular fund. But again, the market just didn't want to respect it. So potentially this was a buy area. Market did come down, respected, came all the way back up, and I thought the market was turning here, bullish. Didn't respect it and came crashing back down again. But then look at this bar here, this candlestick, exactly the same principle as the previous ones, although we haven't taken out the high of this bar. So not quite as good, but we're at 750 now. We were up here. So, it's a 50% drop. Could this be another potential? This is a fund, so this is buying into many, many different companies. I can't remember the exact companies these days, but this is a technology fund. So you could, if you wanted to, look at dollar cost averaging, pound cost averaging, and potentially get some positions in here. And I am thinking about this one and Palantir. So Scottish Mortgage, very, very popular fund here in the UK. Right, now I'm going to talk about crypto. Well, I never talk about crypto because I've always been a bit reluctant. I thought it was a bit too, well, it's too volatile. But every so often, you just can't ignore these things. So I want to show you the Bitcoin chart, just in case it's of interest to you, because I may be in the future talking about some more crypto-based opportunities, because I'm actually in a crypto-based opportunity at the moment. But let me just show you the Bitcoin investment chart. So, what do we see on Bitcoin? Everyone's scared to death. Those that bought up here, absolutely terrified, I'm sure, because we're down here. But just look at the charts, guys. Support. Look how many times the prices. This stuff works in all markets, so I don't really care if people disagree with me. Look what we know. This major support is here. The Bitcoin price comes down here. What does it do? You can see loads of sellers came in here, and then straight away buyers came back in. Now that absolutely does not mean this is going to hold, and it could tank, absolutely. But I've decided myself. I've put a small position. I've actually bought Solana, but I won't talk about too much because just in case you don't know what I'm talking about. But the whole Bitcoin and crypto area, they all follow. Well, pretty much the major ones do. If Bitcoin's doing well, they will all do well. The major crypto. So keep your eye on Bitcoin, if of course you're interested, because I am. Like I said, I've taken a small position in Bitcoin and Solana actually, but I like it because we're holding at this major support. Let's just go down to the daily a second. Look at it. Right? I'm going to zoom out. You can see it's holding right at that major support. Will it hold? I don't know. It could easily crash through. Now that's where you have to nibble at the market, because this could easily turn around and come back lower. So let's see what happens here. Like I say, I'm in some crypto at the moment. I like it. I like the fact it's holding here. So, and let's just zoom right in. The last few days, it's just kind of holding at this level, which is around 30,000, just below. So interesting times for Bitcoin. If it's really going to drop, it probably would have panicked a lot of people, and a lot of selling would have come in. But instead, it is indecisive behavior again. Each day, people are like, oh, is it going up? Is it going down? They're just stuck at this level. So this is definitely a good place to buy if you wanted to. Then that's not advice, because you're limiting your risk. Because if it starts tanking, you just have to take the loss, or you just have a long-term view again. But if that support area holds, could be a nice trading area on Bitcoin. Which brings me on to another stock related to Bitcoin, Silvergate. Let's have a look at that. So Silvergate Capital, I've talked about it before. So major support along here. Price comes down, doesn't respect it, straight through. Then it's below the major support. We're around 75. Taking a trade around 100 is obviously limits your risk anyway, because it's a round number. But 75 could be possibly a buying area for Silvergate. If crypto starts holding, I think this stock is likely to do very, very well. And I've talked about why in that previous video. So Silvergate is another one I'm watching. Bitcoin I'm watching. There's lots going on, guys, and I do see a heck of a lot of stocks lining up. But most of them are energy stocks and oil and gas at the moment, so I haven't really talked about those. But these technology stocks, they definitely wouldn't be like short. You'd have to wait for them to pay out. But if you're not in them, I mean, if you're already in them, then you're in them. But I was talking about this one right up here somewhere. But yeah, $75 for Silvergate. If Bitcoin holds, wow, this could definitely be a big mover. Now I did say this is going to be a long video, and I still haven't covered everything yet. I'm going to talk about two stocks now, which have nothing to do with technology. They're just stocks that have held up really, really well when the rest of the market's been tanking. And I think they are likely to move because the fundamentals and the price action is showing me that they are likely to move. So I'm going to talk about two stocks now, two stock ideas. Now again, as always, it's up to you if you take the stocks, buy them, whatever. But I think they are very, very good looking stocks, and I'll show you why. So this is the first one, Dow Inc, ticker symbol DOW. This is a weekly chart. You see I've drawn this cut base in here. This could potentially be regarded as a handle there, and we've broken the handle. So if you're new to my channel, I talk about couple handle patterns because they're very, very powerful. So let's just say, because it is pretty much a cup handle. There is your cup, there is your handle here formed, and we broke out. So look down here, do we see a volume increase? The volume increase happened around there, and then we're sideways, right? So I like it. Let's just clean this up a little bit. I like it because there is that cup base, and look down here, guys. How I've talked about all this many times. For a true cup base to form, you want to see as the base is forming, this base. So think of a cup and saucer, right? When you've got a cup in your hand, here is your base of the cup. What you want to see is volume increasing down here as that base is forming. Lots of volume, as you can see, showing that there's accumulation of the stock. Definitely accumulation there. Look at this compared to over here, it's much lower. Definitely accumulation of this stock. It's going sideways now. I think it's ready to pop. The true breakout area would be here, just above this high here. But you could take an early entry if you wanted to, because it's going sideways now. It looks like it's ready to move again. So DOW, I think, is a high probability stock. The fundamentals are lined up. The technicals lined up. Think about the overall markets, guys. The markets have been tanking, and what's it's been doing? Whilst the market's been tanking for the last few weeks, this has been going sideways. It's holding up really nicely. You could, again, not advised, but you could take the trade and have a stop here, for example, because it's just limiting your risk, or a longer term view would be a stop down here below the base. That's a very, very nice looking stock. I'm expecting it to break out imminently. Okay, the final stock now. Right then, so Molson Coors, I think they are responsible for Coors Light. So they're a beer company, I believe, beer brewing company. Ticker symbol TAP. Well, first of all let's zoom out. These are all weekly charts. Every time I start with a weekly chart, let's zoom right out, right? So you look at these, you think, oh, what's so special about this? Well, we're down here around the $50 mark. We were up here at 110. Well, why am I talking about a beer company? Well, the market gives clues, so I like it because of this. You can see that, let me explain it again. We get this nasty sell-off here. You want to see high volume on the left-hand side first of all, and then lots of red as it comes down. So we form another cup here. This is not a perfect cup because the volume is not quite how I like it, but I think this is kind of your cup of handle. So I think this is another one, guys, based on the fundamentals behind this. I've been looking at earnings, and the technical pattern justifies a possible buying opportunity on this one too. Official buy point on this would be just above this high point here. What I personally like to do is I like to wait to see price go through the buy point and then wait. But it's up to you if you wanted to take this trade at all. So you can see that very nice base, and there's your handle. I would say that was a handle, so cup of handle. The volume is looking good. I like it. There's no earnings to worry about. So those two stocks on the end there, they are very, very nice looking stocks. Again, bear in mind that the whole market has been horrendously bad recently, but this is held up. These are weekly candlesticks. For the last few weeks, while the market's down, this is holding up. Why? I don't know why, but the price action is indicating that this could be about to move. Ticker symbol TAP. Breakout point is here, just above this high. So there they are, guys. There are all the stock ideas. There was a lot I've covered today. I've never talked about Bitcoin, but I'm interested in it. There's loads and loads of things here, loads of positivity based on this price action. Doesn't mean the market's going to just rally really hard now, but the price action is definitely looking positive. Also, bear in mind that the US markets are closed tomorrow, Monday the 30th of May. So the markets will be quiet. But there's lots and lots of information for you to see, and hopefully good for educational purposes, and you may want to take some trade ideas there. Up to you. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, and maybe even click that thanks button, and I get a little bit of money. That'd be nice. It helps pay for some of the subscription feeds and so forth that I use. So thank you very much. Speak to you in another video as soon as I see something interesting. Thank you very much.